got a very good focus on that. Well, that might be about as good as it's going to get. I think my hoodie's kind of stealing a little bit of it. I went live on TikTok. Might as well go live on YouTube. Also, haven't had much luck lately going live on YouTube. It seems like I keep losing internet connection if I do it on a Saturday night or Sunday night or something like that. It's just hard to keep a good internet connection. Jeremy Jordan, how's it going, buddy? I know most people are probably working. It's probably not the best time to do YouTube live, but might as well. Let's do it. We're just going to type some just some normal jigs for an order I've been working on. That's a 16th ounce pill head. Got these jig heads for somebody different. Hey, there ain't nobody else on right now that I usually watch, so I'm all for the live stream. Good. Killing time before I go to work to my full-time job. My second job, actually my first job, this is the second job. My first job cuts into my second job. We're going to be putting in yellow and orange hackle. I can promise you right now, I'm having a heck of a time getting hackle. Running into a pretty big snag with it, actually. Domingo, pretty good. How are you this morning? And actually, I'd start doing probably a lot more live streams in the morning if I knew people were going to watch, but actually I don't. I mean, the live stream stays in my feed until I take it out. So maybe just be something I start doing more of. Morning, Ed. Where's everybody from? We're going to be tying in yellow and orange saddle hackle in these jigs. They do. They have it, but what you got to be careful of is Hobby Lobby. If you go there, and I just was talking to some guys on TikTok about this. If you go to Hobby Lobby and you're going to get your feathers from there, and there's some feathers I have bought. I bought marabou feathers from there. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Aubrey, Texas. I've sold a lot of jigs to Texas. I appreciate that comment. Thank you. Savannah, Missouri, South Kentucky. I used to live in Kentucky, born and raised in Kentucky. But anyway, like I was saying, if you go to Hobby Lobby and you find feathers, pull on them. Check that. That's the first thing I do. I just sent Woods of Water an email about getting hackle from them. We're going to see what happens. See what I don't want hackle in like quarter-ounce packs anymore. I'm actually to the point where I need hackle in like by the pound, or actually by the yard. I go through a lot of it. I get tired of running out of material all the time, so I'm trying to figure out a way to get material in bulk instead of getting it in the small packs. But anyway, like I said, if you go to Hobby Lobby, you grab hold of those feathers, pull on them. Because I've ran into a lot at Hobby Lobby where you pull on it and you can actually break it. And if you get it wet, it breaks even easier. So test that before you start using those in your jigs. And honestly, I don't see a lot of good hackle like this at a Hobby Lobby that's close to us. I've not ran into any good hackle that I trust. And some of the marabou's kind of the same way too. If you, like I said, if you grab a hold of those fibers and pull them, I'll remember to ask for that, Jeremy. I appreciate that tip. Um, Next time we're down there, I'll have to go there and see. There's a lot of stuff I do. I will, get at Hobby Lobby. I always look for different types of material anytime we're there. Anything to keep the same quality, but make the prices a little bit cheaper. I'm all for Hobby Lobby. I guarantee you that. If I can find it cheaper at Hobby Lobby, that's where I would get it at. But I'll definitely keep that in mind. I'll look for that when I go next time we go there. UV resins. I get some UV resin at Hobby Lobby. Price is a little bit cheaper. Bottle's a little bit bigger. Until, well, actually, I'll just be honest with you, until someplace like Solar Ease or some other place wants to sponsor my channel or sponsor me. I've bought Solar Ease and used Solar Ease quite a bit, but you can get these bottles in bulk. It's 3.68 ounces, and I think that was like $13-14. That same bottle of Solar Ease at anywhere, that same size bottle of Solar Ease resin would be probably $60-70 if you bought that much Solar Ease. So as long as it says light cure, high gloss, UV resin, you're good with that. It works. It works, I promise you. You just got to find a different bottle to transfer it in. That's what these are for. Okay, I appreciate that. I started out yesterday. I emailed Hairline Dubbin. I emailed Wapsie. Woods and Water hasn't gotten back with me yet. I like to see what they got, see what, if you can bulk from them. A lot of places don't want to sell, even with the tax ID number and stuff like that, they don't want to sell to the small guy working in his garage, stuff like that. And that's pretty much exactly what they told me. Wapsie told me that this morning, that they mainly sell to foreign flat tying companies, stuff like that. So, if I can get away probably ever again from buying anything for Wapsie, I probably won't, just because of that comment. And I sent them back a reply. I have to, assume that at one point, Wapsie started out as a small company also, but they were not interested in any kind of bulk order I had. It wasn't worth their time. It wasn't worth their money. Keep that in mind. And you're kind of limited to what you can get and where you can get it at. Not a lot of places carry this. Bass Pro 2 years ago, you could have went in Bass Pro and bought any type of material you needed, wanted. Yeah, the hair jigs work. That's all I have. 2 years ago, I sold every single plastic bait I owned, had in my boat. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping Woods of Water gets back with me. But I sold every single plastic bait I had my own. When I fished down behind Truman Dam, I like to use a marabou jig, and I put like a little float up above it, and I just let that jig float up and down those rocks. I cast it up current 4, 5, 6 foot off the bank, and I just let it drift down. The marabou will open up a little bit. If you hit a dead spot and that marabou start to spread open. The feathers, hackle feathers work great also. If water's moving, that hackle makes that jig look streamlined. Looks like water. Yeah, the hand-tied jigs behind the dam at Truman are awesome. On Truman Lake, they're awesome. And like I said, I sold every single plastic bait I had, put them all on Facebook Marketplace a couple years ago. And the only thing I got is I got 2 boxes of hand-tied jigs. And if I'm not using hand-tied jigs, we're probably using minnows. Me and my son will start out. He'll start out with minnows. I'll start out with jigs. And we, kind of compare it through the day, who's catching the most. And um, if he's catching more on minnows, I'll switch over to minnows. If I'm catching more on jigs, he'll switch over to jigs. I'd rather work a jig and fish a jig, other than let the minnow do the work. Um, he don't quite have the patience for it. He'd rather, you know, let that minnow go down there and swim around, which is fine too. Sometimes you can't get them to bite on a jig. Sometimes you can't get them to bite on a minnow. It just kind of depends on the mood the fish is in, water conditions, temperature. If it's just hard to say what what makes a crappie do what it does, or a white bass, a bluegill, whatever you're fishing for. They've all kind of got their own little deal, and if you could figure out exactly what and why and when they bite on what, pretty sure you can make a lot of money with something like that. But we enjoy the hunt, hunt them down, see what they're biting on. We kind of turn it into a little contest when we go, who catches the first one, who catches the biggest one, who catches the most. But anyway, I thought I'd come on here, see what we can get. Maybe we can make a schedule in the mornings. Maybe we can start doing live feeds, questions and answers, and maybe we can get some other people to come on and tie at the same time. Maybe we just start our own little podcast in the morning or something. Came out pretty good. Not a bad looking jig. An orange and chartreuse. I had never fished with it. I had some guys in Louisiana that were buying the heck out of these last spring, I think. And that's all they were buying, orange and chartreuse. They were buying them by the 100. And I started tying some up and putting in my box just to see. Pretty amazing color. There was about, I don't know, about a month span, 2 month span there. That was the only color I fished with. I get all my paint from Jason's Tackle. You can find him on eBay. He carries ProTech powder paint, and you get it from him in a 3-ounce jar instead of like at Bass Pro or someplace like that where you only get it in a 2-ounce jar. If you go to his eBay page, Jason Tackle, He's got a whole list, and he shows the colors of every single one. Um, he shows every single one, but like I said, you get them in a 3-ounce jar. And if you've ever powder painted before, you know a 3-ounce jar is going to last you a long time. But he is the best deal to get your ProTech powder paint from. Let him know I sent. Let him know I sent you. You can find him on Facebook also. Jason Brummel, Jason's Tackle. And if you get a hold of me on Facebook or send me a message somehow, I'll send you the link to get you to him. When am I going to be on Panfish Nation with Lyle Stokes and Mark? Get on them. Tell them you want me on there. I'll be on that show. I work second shift, so I don't get a chance to be on the show during the week. Me and Mark, we're going to work something out to where I might take a Monday night off or something like that and do a show with Mark. And anytime Mark or Lyle ask me to be on the show, I'll definitely be on the show. I enjoyed that the last time we did that back in, let's say it was back in July. But I like that. I'm gonna try to get set up, and me and Kimber Net go live together at the same time, tying jigs, answering questions and stuff like that. But we've been working second shift, and I get stuck working a lot of overtime. I don't get a whole lot of time during the week if I'm working 10-hour days. A 10-hour day for me, if my crew's on 10 hours, I work 11 hours. And then 45-minute drive there, 45-minute ride home, that's a 13-hour day for me. So once I get on 10 hours, that's usually about it. If I got to work Saturday, that kind of cuts out anything I'm going to do on a Saturday. That leaves me one day to try to get caught up on some of the orders and get some things done around the shop. But anytime Lyle and Mark want me there, I will be there. My thoughts on using craft fur. Craft fur looks good. It makes a nice looking jig. The bad thing about craft fur is when you're tying craft fur, it goes everywhere. You end up with it in your nose and your mouth and your ears. It's floating around your shop. It's all over the place. And since I was having such a hard time getting some materials, I bought a big pack of craft fur, and I was getting ready to start tying some jigs with that. Well, maybe we'll see. I learned a lot when I first started tying. I watched a lot of SK's videos on how, I'd been tying before that, but once I discovered there was, all this fly tying stuff on YouTube, and I started watching it, I started picking up on some of the stuff that SK did. I started picking up on a lot of stuff that Big Ken did, Ruben Flores. Trying to think who else I owe thanks to. I'm sure there's other ones. I learned a lot from watching SK. Learned a lot from Big Ken. Somebody else too. Small Jaw. I watch Small Jaw a lot. But maybe we'll see if we can get me, SK, and Kimbernet to go live at the same time. Maybe we'll try that some weekend. I've done a few live feeds. I've had SK on my show a couple times. I'll start looking into that. I'll see if I can get that set up somehow. I'll get a hold of SK and Kimbernet. See if they're up for it. Get a hold of Mark and Lyle. Tell them let's do another Saturday night fly tying or Sunday afternoon or something like that. The weather's gotten cold enough now that Fitch is not getting in the way of anything. I try to catch those shows when I'm at work. I usually take lunch at 8. Most of those guys' shows start at 8, except for SK. He starts at like 9. But I try to catch some of them while I'm on lunch at night. But it's a pretty good hobby in the wintertime when lakes are froze or it's just too dang cold or your boat's down for maintenance or something like that. It's not hard. Not hard to do. The more you do it, the better you get at it, the easier it gets. The more material you start going through, the more you realize what you want to tie with, what you don't want to tie with. Like I said, craft fur, it's tough. Not tough that it's hard to tie with. It's just hard to. What comes off of it's kind of rough, but get you a very very small fine comb those fibers out before you cut them. It'll kind of help a little bit. Yeah, talk to him. Tell him let's do another Saturday night deal. I'm more than up for that. And sometimes it kind of depends on my internet connection. I don't know what it is. I don't know, like on Sunday nights, everybody in town's home or something like that, and it drags the internet down. It gets pretty tough sometimes down here to do a live feed. And I even got my own router Wi-Fi deal down here and just still. Yeah. I definitely kind of agree. Craft fur. Like I said, I bought a brand new pack of it last week. I come down here this morning, I opened it up, I put it back in the pack. Craft fur is like 20 times worse. I've never tied any jigs with my beard hair, but a really good friend of mine had a big beard, and he was shaving it off, and asked me if I would do it, and I actually did it live on Facebook. And I think I've got a YouTube video of me using his beard hair. And the crazy thing is, when I did it, I had a lot of other people send me messages saying they had done it with their beard hair and had never caught a fish off of their beard hair. This guy never sent me a message saying, he caught his personal best with it. So maybe there's something in human hair that won't let a fish bite, or a fish don't want it. I've seen that. Say his name and he shows up, kind of like the genie in the bottle. We was just talking about you, Lyle. I'm probably going to tie one, maybe two more. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. You missed it. I was just on here throwing a fit about trying to get material. I'm running low. My shipment from Plateau Fly Shop's lost in the mail somewhere, not showing up. I'm down to picking out fibers now, digging through everything. Yeah, for me, getting the time right now is, I already know that we're going to work Saturday. It's hard to do. Sometimes, Sunday sometimes is the only day I got off that's free. Yeah, everybody was telling me you can't catch them off beard hair. And I was actually believing there was probably some kind of truth about it. But you know that when he first brought it up about tying jigs with his beard, it's just kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I would tie anymore with somebody else's beard hair. I mean, I know the guy. He's clean, wasn't no bugs or nothing like that in it, but it's just kind of weird. Kind of weird. But he sent me the beard hair in the mail. I told him I'd do it live on Facebook. I did it live on Facebook and even made a YouTube video out of it. I don't know if I do it again, so don't send me your beard hair in the mail. And that's what I told everybody on Facebook too. Don't send me beard hair in the mail, because I had a couple other people on there that were like, "Hey, I'm gonna send you something. Tie me up." Nah, don't do it. Don't do it. That was a one-time deal. Yeah, I'm definitely up. Mark Lau. I don't think Mark came on, did he? I didn't see Mark. I'm definitely up for doing a show. I need to get my StreamYard set up a little bit better. I need to get the subscription to it and set it up and start going through StreamYard more than right now. I just got my cell phone set up. Got a cameras are going to go in the new boat. I think when the boat gets here, I think there's probably going to be a pretty big shift in my YouTube channel from Jig Tying to actually in the boat, putting my money where my mouth is and putting these jigs to work in action, and why I use jigs, when I use them, and stuff like that. I think I'm going to go more towards a fishing channel. And that's, I'm hoping people start going back to work and maybe end up getting to end all the overtime and things like that. But it's hard to say right now. Because that's our biggest issue right now at work, is keeping people working, getting people into work, finding people that want to work. And it's a real struggle right now, I promise you that. And I believe that's going to be the last one there. It was like 30 minutes. Get on, just test, see how many people are on in the morning. I might start doing it every Monday morning, Tuesday morning, something like that. Maybe you start setting up a time like 9:30, 10 o'clock, start going live if I think I can get people on. Thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate that. Outlaw Rods. I got a hold of him Sunday. He set me up with some rods that I'll be using in the videos, maybe for tournaments and stuff like that. So we're going to put them to the test. The guy right here in the state of Missouri, he lives 20 miles away from me. I just couldn't, knowing that he was right there making the same rods that I use, I just had a hard time getting them from somebody else. So I got a hold of him. We met up Sunday. He put a couple of his rods in my hand. So you're going to start seeing a lot more of Outlaw Rods in my videos when I do get the boat going and watching like that. But thank you, Domingo. Appreciate that. That is all I got. I think I'm going to end it now and start getting ready to go to the other job. I appreciate everybody watching, all the likes. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and keep an eye out whenever I might end up coming on live again tomorrow morning. We'll see. See you guys. Appreciate it.